Hi gamers, welcome back to my platinum journey through Uncharted 3. We are back into Chapter 8. And this is definitely one of the longer ones. I had to break this up into a couple of sections, just like the last one, but it's also probably one of my more frustrating ones, so I'll have more commentary on this one compared to the other ones, but there are still some pretty interesting sections here.
Up this way.
You check it out. I'll wait here.
Excuse me as I drink some water here, but a couple of treasures in this level,
It's clear.
and a couple of sections that I think are worth talking about, and really just giving you my advice on how I handled it, and also just my reflection on how I think this game is better than Uncharted 2, or at least improved. I wouldn't say it's better, but improved in ways, in meaningful ways, more than just, hey, it's the same people, same adventure. Because I think that was a lot of the criticism of Uncharted 3, was that, hey, we're doing the same thing over again. But if you really look at it, it does more than that. So on this bridge section, if you drop down, you see right there you can get treasure number 34, then hop back up, and then you're going to go straight ahead.
Hey, help me with this door.
And obviously,
Whoa.
doors are not ever going to just simply open for you, so it's another opportunity to do a little bit of platforming, which sometimes I feel like those platforming sections are really just to show off some of the, camera angles and maybe show off some of the visuals. You'll see it in just a second now. I guess the other reason for this is it gives you a different angle when you start fighting some of the enemies. You'll see instead of going in straight through the front, you kind of going through the side, going from the top. So it offers a different little way of looking at it, which I guess is interesting. But look at that beautiful view. Just again, I know I'll sound like a broken record when I say this, but really just an amazing looking game. Holds up really well, and I still maintain that it is a significant step up from Uncharted 2. So I had to make a little cut there because I died a lot of times on this one. Even though there weren't that many enemies, I was for some reason just having a lot of trouble. Like I said, on this section there was really no easy pillar for me to hide behind. And on top of that, there was no corner for me to say, hey, I know no enemies are going to come down this way, because enemies can still pretty much come from any direction. So the best way I found when I finally did survive this section was just to keep moving between the 4 different sections and platforms. I found that to be the most helpful because when you kind of face off against these enemies, if you make an effort to move from different areas, they actually can lose sight of you, and it does kind of like the thing that I remember, and I don't know why this game came to my mind, but Splinter Cell Conviction, where they had that last known position, which I think is a mechanic that other stealth games have done. But basically, guards will focus on your last known position, which gives you a chance to kind of sneak around and attack them in different ways. But yeah, they do that here too, or at least I felt like they did, because there were times where I would be jumping to a different section and they would still throw a grenade in where I previously was. See, I'm down to my last bullet, but I do manage to get the kill, which is pretty sweet. I think there are still a couple of enemies here, so try and make an effort. I think what ended up happening here, yeah, actually I remember, yep, I dropped down and die. But because I killed all the enemies, it put me at the bottom as far as the checkpoint goes, which was pretty nice. So just go ahead and get yourself rearmed here, which is what I do. I think the AK-47 in this game was better than it was in the previous game. I don't know. I have a hard time with that. There's a great weapon. There are a lot of great weapons you get in this level.
The usual.
And in addition to some of the treasures, I do get a couple of trophies. I think I get 2 or 3 trophies in this level. I'll try and show them off when I can. We'll see if my editing techniques get better and better with this next video. Alright, so
this way.
as soon as you open the bridge and you go straight ahead, you'll see a treasure right up there on the top. Go ahead and knock that one down, pick it up, and that will be treasure number 35. And then right after 35 is number 36.
over
It's
here.
kind of back to back. Go ahead and shoot that door, and then look to your right, and there you get treasure number 36. So we are almost a little over a third of the way done with our treasures. So they move pretty quickly.
Lower me down.
So pretty much just drop all the way down there.
Give me a sec. I'll check it out.
And you're going to see those guards, or you're going to see that guard coming up. Hop up right there, but don't hop over. Let him come to you. And then you can do a stealth kill. And just wait a few more seconds. Hopefully you're more patient than I am. But you see that guard going by. You're going to want to pick up the ammo from the previous guard. And then go ahead and stealth kill that other guy. Go to the right. And then stealth kill this guard. After we pick up the treasure, I'll kind of give a little commentary on the stealth in this game. So, but before I do, just in that room, you'll see right here in the far left corner, treasure number 37. I kind of go around trying to find it. I don't realize that my next location is right above me, so it takes me a second to figure that out. But one of the things I was going to say was that in Uncharted 1, stealth was, I guess, something that existed, but it was pretty much impossible to get through any section with stealth. You know, you pretty much had to rely on pure gunfighting. In Uncharted 2, there were a couple sections where you could do a little bit of stealth, but it was still somewhat tricky. In this game, I think they do a better job of the stealth. And there are sections specifically designed to encourage stealthy approaches, and if you do, you get rewarded for it. I'm going to try and show them off whenever I can, and I do try and go through sections stealthy, and I do recommend that, even if that means you have to restart the checkpoint and you lose a few minutes. I really do recommend it. I think it makes a huge difference in terms of the playthrough, and I think it just saves... Overall, I think it saves time, and I think it just makes that section much easier if you can go through it stealthy. And we'll show those off as they come across. So right when Sully opens the door for you, you're going to turn around, look up, and pick up treasure number 38 after shooting it on the ground. And then I kind of futz around a bit to try to figure out where I need to go. But eventually I find that, and there will be a cutscene here. So as soon as that cutscene rolls, I'm just going to let it play out. But I kind of look around. I'm like, hey, where am I supposed to go? And I think eventually, after looking around a little bit more, I do find it. Straight ahead, right there.
What the hell?
Why aren't you in France?
We're rescuing you?
From what?
We thought you were captured.
Or worse.
Wait, why?
Well, Talbot ambushed us at the chateau. It was a trap.
Yeah, we figured they must have followed you too.
Well, yeah, they're definitely here.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we might want to think about keeping it down a little.
What happened to you two? We've been trying to reach you for over 24 hours.
Oh, right, I need to top up my minutes.
You're using a prepaid phone?
Mate, those contracts are a complete rip-off.
What? Mine's broken.
Again?
Look, just forget all that. You'll never guess what we've discovered. I've got it all in here. Not only did Elizabeth's spy network stretch all the way over here, but they were all part of some sort of hermetic secret society. The British Occult Secret Service, the School of Night, the Hellfire Club, the Order of the Golden Dawn, they're all connected.
So John Dee...
And Francis Walsingham and Walter Raleigh and even your mate Drake, they were all in on it. But for them, it was all about the power. Controlling their enemies through espionage, deception, fear.
Hey, guys.
Wait. So Marlowe and her crew...
Are the same secret order 400 years on.
We cut to the goddamn chase, please.
Yeah, we really need to keep moving.
Sure. Here, look. quod est superius.
Es sicut quod est inferius. As above, so below.
That's the key to all of this.
We need to get to the highest point of this castle.
Thus, the stairs.
Well done.
All right.
Should be able to find our way into.
So this next section, I believe you can do stealthily, but I've tried it twice and haven't had any luck with getting through it with stealth. So I tried it a couple times and I kind of just gave up and said, you know what, screw it. Again, not what I would recommend. If you can go through it stealthy, I would recommend it, but
The only way to the tower is through them.
Great. Whatever happened to that sneak in, sneak out plan?
You what? We can't quit now.
Yeah, not when we're so close. Come on, we'll find a way around them.
They're here. We just have to find them.
Just wait till they get their hands on Cutter.
if you go ahead, I think this is your first introduction to the new weapon, the G-Maul, which is a great weapon. I think in the last game it was called the Fall, F-A-L. I forget what I don't know what that stands for. But that was similar. It's kind of a, and you see me totally screwing up here. This is not what I wanted to do. But the FAL, I think, was a 3-burst weapon in Uncharted 2. I didn't like it as much. I used it, obviously, for the kills, but then, you know, when I needed to. But I think in this game, the G-Maul is a much better weapon. It's one that I really like using. I think it's been, I think it was yeah, I just think overall it was a better weapon. It has both kind of short and medium range utility, but also some decent long range. I mean, obviously it's not going to be as good as a sniper, but it's an overall good weapon, which has which I use quite a bit through this chapter. So my intention here was to take out this guard once he turns around, but for some reason I initiated a fight. It's one of the things that I kind of got frustrated with this game, which is that it can be a little finicky with that, and that can be kind of annoying. So. And the thing that bothered me was that, hey, instead of just killing him, unfortunately I blew him up. Which I guess it's completely random in terms of how it starts that mechanic, or how it does the finishing animation. There you go, you see me kind of tossing that grenade back. So when there's a meter that shows, you know, when they toss that grenade, and if you're close to it, you'll see it right here. So when it hits, when the meter comes down to that white portion, hit the triangle button, and you'll toss that grenade back. And if you're lucky, you can toss it back at them and then kill them. And again, like I said, there is a trophy for killing 2 guards by throwing, or 2 enemies by throwing their grenade back at them.
There's an entrance at the base of the tower.
Well, let's head to the top and see what we've got.
Alright, pick up some ammo here, then this is a section where I recommend having close range weapons, shotguns, you know, anything that's really good with close range would be really useful because it's going to be very tight quarters in this next section. So if you can have that, that's what I would recommend. Obviously, I don't take my own advice because I still stick with the G-Maul, which you don't really need. I would say there's an option to pick up an AK, which is probably better, but I don't pick it up. But then you can get that other Radalika, or I don't know what it's called, and that's a pretty good option. And if you go to the right instead of going to the left, you can pick up treasure number 39. One more treasure, and you should get the trophy for the intermediate fortune hunter, I believe. Or beginner, I forget which one it is, but I'll show that off. I run around a little bit, and then if you look right there, you see Chloe, and then everything freaks out, and the world goes crazy, and then it all goes back to normal. And you see me almost dying again. There are enemies that are going to pop up right in front of you. At some point, I actually had to redo this whole chapter for reasons I'll explain later in probably the next part. But once I got through this section, what I'd recommend is you go up those stairs slowly, because you can then kill both of those enemies that are in front of you. Be very careful when going up here. If you look to your left, you see your first heavy enemy. I believe it's the first heavy enemy. These guys take a lot of bullets, and they have shotguns, which can, I imagine, can one-shot you if not two-shot you. So they're very, very deadly. Utilize your grenades. They're very useful for them. I think even with that, I don't kill them, but then I have the option to shoot him in the head and take him out. This next section I also screwed up a bit, so I'm going to do just a quick cut here. Alright. Basically, you're going to swing over to the right. And I think this is really cool. Just like where you get to hang and fight enemies. I don't know. I thought that was really nice. Or even though you're climbing, you can kind of mix in some climbing with the combat mechanics. I thought that was really, really clever, just the way they handled it. I mean, again, it's not like that's something that you know, you didn't do in the previous Uncharted games, but just the way they mess with the perspective on that is I think pretty cool. So let's finish that last enemy. Now, what I ended up doing last time, which got me killed and was really dumb, was when I jumped on this chain, I didn't notice the chain to my left, so instead I ended up jumping to my right and going to my death. But you're gonna go jump on this chain to your left, and then swing over to your left again to that window and head on over. So we're getting to the end of this first part of the video. Once again, guys, thanks again for watching. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to continue following my videos, and leave me any comments, feedback, suggestions, and I'll see you guys next time.